Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host for tonight's documentary, Cameron Boucheri. As you may well know, all throughout the country, there are millions of people with certain disabilities that prevent them from achieving certain goals, and that there just isn't enough schools that have special services to support them. However, there is one college campus that does, Drury University. It has its own disability support group, and all the teachers are generous and helpful to them. But what exactly is it? How does it actually work? And is it successful or not? That's where I come in. For this program, I have selected a selection of selectable human selectives. Try saying that 3 times fast. They will each tell us all about the campus and its students with disabilities, how they help them out, and whether they are satisfied or not with all the support. Our first guest speaker is Ed Durr, the head of the Disability and Counseling Service Department at Drury. Say hi to everyone, will you, Ed?
My name is Ed Durr, and I'm the Director of Counseling, Testing, and Disability Support Services at Drury University.
Yes, I already told that to everyone. Could you please tell us a little about the students with disabilities on our campus?
Well, we have students here that are studying this fall that have physical disabilities, students that use wheelchairs, or students that use crutches, or students that are blind or have a visual impairment. And so they have an eye stick that helps guide them on campus. So there are students with physical disabilities. There are students on campus with learning disabilities. And those learning disabilities mean that they have challenges with their reading, with their math, with their writing, with their processing of information.
I didn't know that. Now, does the campus support them all without any problems?
We do pretty well. I can't say that we don't have any problems because I think there will always be some challenges. We have some accessibility challenges on our campus. There are a couple of old buildings on our campus that do not have elevators, which mean if there's a student or just a visitor to campus that uses a wheelchair, there are some buildings that cannot go any higher into the building beyond the ground floor. So that's a problem. That's a challenge.
Well, thanks for sharing your knowledge with us. Good night. While I was out hunting for sources, I had the greatest opportunity to interview the president himself, Todd Parnell. He is the president of the whole campus, so I thought he might know a lot about the issue. Now, Mr. Parnell, what is your opinion on the students with disabilities?
We make every effort to make it inclusive for all kinds of disabilities. We're not always able to because many of our buildings are old and they don't have the things that you put into buildings now, including elevators, access, things that were not thought of 100 years ago, such as in Burnham where it was built.
What do you hope to see for the future about those students?
Oh, I hope they are successful. I hope that they are able to use the experience they've had here to adapt to whatever environment they're in. And obviously, I hope they are advocates for others that follow them.
Thank you, El Presidente. Have a nice retirement. My other 2 human sources are students with disabilities themselves. Jansen Davis, a student in a wheelchair, and Alicia Ontero, a student with learning disabilities. Now, could you 2 care to explain what your disabilities are?
No, not at all. I just have a disability in math and writing. I just have much difficulties in explaining myself and having to write down what is necessary, like coming out. And in math, it's just fitting the pieces together.
I have a disability. Well, it's not a disability. It's an illness I caught back in November. It's called transverse myelitis, or that's the closest thing the doctors could find with it. It's an antibacterial disease. My antibodies attack the coating around my spinal cord, which links my brain waves to the rest of my body.
Have you been getting far with the campus's help?
Yes, very much. We have great counselors, and the school has provided me with necessary things to help me.
Well, I would say for my classes, there are a lot of automatic doors, which are really great. Like down here, there's automatic doors. I can just push a button, I can go in as far as I want, and then Each of my buildings has an automatic door, which I really appreciate. Even the bathrooms have automatic doors. Sorry, I can't fathom how much I love automatic stuff. But the terrain-wise, there's smooth ramps, there's even grade, so it's very nice.
Thanks, you two. Hope you earn your degree soon. My last human source is a student without disabilities, so that way we can know what they think about them. Dylan Corbett, please tell us all you know about students with disabilities.
I've been around kids with disabilities pretty much my whole life. My brother worked for a company called Arc of the Ozarks, where he pretty much was just a caretaker for a kid with autism. So I would hang out with him a lot and just kind of get to know his patient. And so yeah, I've been around it for quite some time.
Yes, thank you. Now for our last subject. Although students both typical and with disabilities learn well on our campus, some students tend to take a short number of classes and don't take enough hours to earn what's called a Dean's Scholarship, which provides them with enough money to stay on campus. To discuss about how unfair it is, I have brought a special guest with us this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome me, Cameron Boucheri. Hey Cameron. Hey Cameron. I hope that cloning machine wasn't bumpy. Yeah, it was, totally. Well, now that you're here, could you please tell us why you couldn't afford a Dean's Scholarship? Sure. You see, I'm one of the students who can't handle more than 3 classes, so in total, 3 classes add up to only 9 hours, which doesn't qualify me for a Dean's Scholarship because it only takes 12 hours. Now, I understand that you have suggestions for this predicament. As a matter of fact, I do. Actually, it was my mother who suggested this. She thinks the campus should start a decreasing scale Dean's Scholarship. It's like when students take 12 hours of class and receive a certain amount of money as a scholarship, students can take 9 hours, and although they receive a less amount, they still get a scholarship. Sounds like a good idea. I hope the dean likes it. Me too. Well, thanks for coming. I'll see you soon. Yeah, bye. So people, we've covered up just about everything. It seems every one of the students with disabilities is doing pretty fine as of now. There's just a few bugs in some of our buildings' accessibility, but other than that, as long as those students stay hard with their newfound tools and tutors, I'm sure they'll make it to their goals just fine. This has been Cameron Boucheri with tonight's documentary. Join us next time when we discuss about the existence of pop quizzes and fraternity houses and what they don't have in common. Good night. Wishing you hugs and chocolate.